On a freezing Christmas night in a quiet mountain town where snow fell, like silent whispers. From the sky, former Navy SEAL Ethan Cole drove his old black truck through empty streets lit only by dim holiday lights that flickered as though even electricity was too tired for celebration. Ethan had spent years overseas buried in missions too dark to speak of, and since retiring he spent most holidays alone, haunted by memories he wished he could forget. Tonight was no different, or so he thought, until he saw a faint light glowing in a small cabin at the edge of the woods, a house he recognized from grocery store rumors and whispered town gossip. That's where the young widow lives. The one with the 2 little kids. The one who lost her husband last winter. Ethan wasn't the type to listen to gossip, but something about the fragile light in that lonely cabin pulled him toward it like a beacon. He slowed the truck. Snow was piling high. The cold wind roared between pine trees like a warning. Then he saw a figure, a woman, bending over a broken porch step, trying to fix a string of lights that refused to shine. She looked exhausted, wrapped in a thin jacket, her breath trembling in the icy air. That moment hit Ethan harder than any battlefield memory. This woman was fighting a different war, a war of survival, loneliness, and trying to give her children a Christmas they wouldn't forget despite having almost nothing left. He stepped out of his truck and approached quietly. The woman startled, nearly dropping the lights. "Sorry," Ethan said with a gentle voice, raising his hand slightly as if surrendering. "Didn't mean to scare you. Just saw you out here struggling. Need help?" She hesitated, fear, pride, and fatigue mixing in her tired eyes, before finally nodding. "If you don't mind," she whispered. "I'm Sarah, and the lights. They're old." "Everything is old." Ethan knelt, checked the wires, and within seconds fixed the connection. The lights blinked to life, casting a warm glow across the porch. Sarah's lips trembled. "Thank you. It's just, I'm trying to make this night special. For my kids. They've been through so much already." Ethan felt something move inside him, something long buried. "I get it," he said softly. And he did. He knew what it was like to lose people. To force yourself to appear strong when the world had taken everything. Sarah invited him inside to warm up, insisting politely when he hesitated. The smell of hot cocoa filled the air, though Ethan could tell by the thinness of the scent that she was stretching the last bit of cocoa powder she had. 2 kids peeked from behind a small sofa. Lily, 6 with big blue eyes, and Jacob, 9, trying hard to act like the man of the house but failing to hide his worry. Their Christmas tree was small, missing half its needles, decorated with paper stars and crayons drawings that declared, "Merry Christmas, Mom." There were no presents beneath it. Ethan noticed everything, every detail, every sign of struggle that Sarah tried so hard to hide. He sat with the kids, listened to their stories, helped Lily find a missing crayon under the table, and smiled when Jacob proudly showed off a wooden toy he had carved himself because we can't buy toys this year. But Mom says Christmas isn't about money. That sentence crushed Ethan's heart. Not out of pity, but admiration. These kids were brave in ways even soldiers weren't. Hours passed without Ethan noticing. The warmth inside the tiny cabin felt unreal, almost like he'd stepped into a world where love fought harder than loneliness. But then he saw Sarah quietly wiping away tears near the stove, believing no one noticed. Her shoulders trembled. Ethan stood and approached her. "Sarah, what's wrong?" She forced a smile, but it cracked instantly. It's Christmas, and I can't give them anything. I can't even give them dinner. The power might shut off again. I've been praying for a miracle, but..." She didn't finish. She didn't need to. Ethan's jaw tightened. Something inside him, a deep instinct, the protector in him, surged awake. For years he had saved people on missions continents away. Now, right in front of him was a family drowning in silence. He couldn't walk away. He wouldn't. He stepped closer, his voice low, firm, but strangely gentle. "Sarah, get the kids' coats." She blinked. "What? Why?" Ethan didn't hesitate. He offered his hand, not just a gesture, but a promise. "Come with me." Sarah stared, confused and hesitant, reflecting a woman who had learned to distrust hope because hope had betrayed her too many times. "Ethan, where?" "We don't even..." "Just trust me," he said quietly, but with the confidence of a man who had once led soldiers through the worst places on earth. "It's Christmas, And no one should be alone tonight, not you, not the kids. She looked into his eyes and searching for danger. Lies, hidden intent, and found none. Only sincerity. Only strength. Only a man offering help with no strings attached. Moments later, the kids bundled up. Sarah took Ethan's hand, and they stepped out into the snowy night together, not knowing that this Christmas, this single choice, one would change the course of all their lives forever.